Bruce, I got a question for you.
Oh, here we go.
So I saw this on ESPN the other day, and I thought it was a.
ESPN.
Yeah, I'll give you the premise. So this is before, I think this was on Sunday, before the Celtics and Knicks played. Um, and it was like Stephen A, Malika Andrews, Woj, and Bob Myers, something like
Okay.
that, right?
Okay.
And so they were talking about the MVP race, and
Uh-huh.
one
I
of
already.
them said something along the lines of Jason Tatum can't be the MVP. Okay,
Oh, I
and so
know. Okay, I heard about this.
Stephen A
I
said
didn't hear this.
why, and I believe it was. Oh, and actually, it was Kendrick Perkins. It was Kendrick Perkins. Because Woj or Bob Myers wouldn't say something stupid like this. Kendrick Perkins said Jason Tatum can't be the MVP because Shea is the MVP, and Stephen A was like that's not an argument. Like, you're not telling me anything about Jason Tatum. You're just like
Just
turning it
saying.
around and saying
Yeah.
SGA.
Yeah.
And so my question to you, Bruce, is if you had to pick, who would your NBA MVP be right now?
Luka Doncic.
You're petty. You're petty and you're disrespectful.
Okay, but off the
I
top,
knew you were going to say something like that.
but
You're
I will
petty
tell you.
and you're disrespectful.
But no, okay. But in all seriousness, though, in all seriousness, I had to bust your chops, though. I had to bust your chops a little bit.
He is more efficient than he has been in years. I will give him that.
He's a stud, bro.
I don't want to say it, but I will.
He's an absolute stud. But all
I don't
right,
know about
so
stud.
he's a stud, dude. I think
Nikola Jokic is a stud. Giannis is a stud. Luka Doncic is like, okay, I will say this. If like Jokic and Giannis are 1A, Luka's like 1B. But to me, there's a clear difference. Like, there's a clear difference between those players. But continue. I'm sorry. I asked you a question. I'll let you finish.
So who my yeah, I love that. All right, so who is my MVP right now? All right, so it depends on how you want to define the MVP, because MVP for me for football is different from MVP in baseball
Yeah.
and in basketball. All right, so for basketball, it's like, who's the guy that I want on my team this year to build the team around, because this guy's going to put me in the best position to win.
If I had to win a chip this year,
Right now,
who am I
this
taking?
year, right now, who am I taking? Ooh, excuse me. So I haven't watched as much NBA basketball. I've actually watched more college basketball this year than I've ever watched.
College has been fun. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah.
But I've watched more college basketball. But I will say the NBA basketball that I have watched, I'm going to stay within. I'm gonna stay in my lane, and like I'm gonna say the things that I do know. So it'll go like this: Luka Doncic, Tatum,
Okay.
Embiid. Okay, so Embiid and Joker are kind of like in the same like right there too.
Embiid can't win because of the games, by the way.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that. So because he's
out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so I'll put Joker there. Jokic at 2-3 around that same area. But if I had to, time sensitive today. Oh, we have our reservation at St. popped up right now. I canceled it, but I guess whatever.
You just had to make me depressed. Okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry. It's popping up right now though. 9:30 tonight. Well, it's half hour.
There. Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, won't be there. But
Cy could be there right now. Just go. Imagine Cy go by himself.
Yeah, actually, he could though. He could order Coca-Cola.
Go ahead.
But like I said though, I would actually say right now Luka Doncic, because like if I was building a team right now, so if I had to build a team this is on the spot. So Tatum's a stud too though. It might be one of those three, man. Like, you can't go wrong with those three guys: Doncic, Jokic, and Tatum. Like, you can't go wrong with either of those three. You can't. I'm sorry. And to make your head even bigger than it already is, you fucking Dumbo. That's 4. I'm gonna say
You're out.
Even Curry. Like, I'd be okay with even putting Curry in the conversation. He's a long shot right now, but I am totally okay with including him in that conversation.
So I would, except they haven't been good enough. Like, he's doing an incredible job, but
He's like that's a guy right now. Like, how old is he? Like 32, I think 33.
Curry's older than that. He's pushing like 34. I want to say.
Yeah, dude. So like that
He's
guy.
35.
He's 30. Damn.
And he turns 36 on March 14th.
So I'm gonna tell you something right now, though. Like his skill set, though, doesn't get old because he doesn't take the hits that Russell Westbrook takes, because Russell Westbrook is like a linebacker playing freaking basketball, just trying to like pop, 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 whereas like Steph just runs off of screens. Like he's I don't know.
I mean, he's averaging 27, 5, and 4.
He's Ocho Cinco. I'll say he's Ocho Cinco of basketball. Doesn't want to take a hit, but talks a lot of shit.
Right. so I will say, I
could be wrong. Sorry, Nate. Oh, Nate's in the background. Nate, was that wrong with that? Is that yes or no? No.
I will say.
No.
So the only place I still have an issue. Like I said, that Luka's more efficient, which he is, but here's where I still have a problem. So when you look at there are two advanced stats I like to use in basketball. The only ones I really understand are player efficiency rating and usage. Okay. And so player efficiency rating, the base is 15. Anything above 15 is above average.
Right.
It's a little bit different than like war in baseball, but it's the same concept.
Usage is I'm talking about usage is tough though too, because you have to understand the roster too. If the roster is trash, you're gonna have a higher usage rate.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
And then that would because that would lower that if you have a higher usage rate, you would lower the efficiency rate technically, because if a team is trash, your best player, you're going to have them out there a lot longer. And like,
but no, Bruce, usage isn't efficiency. Usage is just so the Basketball Reference's definition is an estimate of the percentage of team plays used by a player while they were on the floor.
Correct.
Okay. So when I look at this, I only bring it up because there's a stark difference in the specific example. So Nikola Jokic's player efficiency rating is 31.6, which is second best in the NBA behind Embiid. Granted, Embiid has played 23 fewer games, right? So if you take Embiid out, Jokic is number one in the NBA.
Who's all-time greatest other than that? But don't do it yet, but I'm curious about that. Cy, Connor, can you guys get on that, please?
I'm actually curious about that because I don't know. So Jokic is at 31.6. Doncic would be number 4 if you take Embiid out at 28.8. Okay. All-time greatest in player efficiency rating, Connor. But then when you look at usage, Nikola Jokic's usage is 29.3. Luka's usage is 36. And so that basically what that means is Luka's less efficient in the player efficiency rating, which has nothing to do with usage. But then in usage, he like shoots more.
I'm gonna go
of that
back to the whole. I know you don't like it. I'm gonna go back to the whole eye thing. And
Jokic is number 1 all time.
Okay.
Jordan's number 2. That's actually crazy.
Okay, who would you rather have? I'd rather have Jordan.
I mean, all time, yeah.
I'm always gonna say that though.
I know.
Whatever. Yeah. But
Jokic is dang good though.
Oh, 100%. I don't disagree with that. Like, but for argument's sake.
But yeah, you're talking about eye test. Go ahead.
Yeah, just for argument's sake though. Like, and I do like Jokic. Like, I'm like, don't get me wrong whatsoever. Actually, I think Jokic is a stud. I think to this day, I actually do think he's underrated. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? Two-time MVP, second best all time in
best all time in player efficiency rating.
Yeah, sorry, best all time player efficiency rating according to NBA Reference or basketballreference.com. Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. Like I'd still take Luka because I'm just trying to be kind of contrarian.
That's fair. And the other thing I will say, so offensive win shares, which is like war in baseball. It's literally just like
I love how this guy's on his computer while he's able to have this conversation, and I'm sitting here just drinking a beer, trying to go off the top of my head, being like, "Nope, you're a bitch."
Well, that's also just that's how I am. That's what I do. Yeah, But I'm giving you the numbers. It's not like I'm just
No, I
throwing.
know.
I'm
I know.
giving it to you. So Jokic is number 2 this season in
Wait.
offensive win shares.
Pause.
Time out.
What did I say? Oh, I was giving it to you. Whoopsie.
You said I'm giving it.
Sorry. So Jokic is number 2 in offensive win share. Number 1 is SGA. He's 0.2 above Jokic.
SGA is nasty, by the way. All right, so
Yeah.
like
He needs some.
I can't take away from what this dude's doing, dude. Like that guy, man. Let me tell you something, man. The Thunder, like that whole squad has done it right. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Billy Donovan is kicking himself in the ass for taking the job here in Chicago and leaving the Thunder, dude. Because SGA is a beast, and they're just gonna get better. Like he's super young too. What is he, like 20, 21, 22? 25? Wow.
Yeah.
Where am I at?
But still, you're a few years behind. It's okay. But last thing, just on this specific example of why I honestly think Jokic might still be the MVP. I know he's not going to get it because they're not going to give it to him 3 years in a row. But so number 2 in offensive win share. Remember that. Defensive win share. Luka Doncic is 23rd.
Okay, and I don't disagree with that. His defense isn't very good.
Jokic is 4th.
Oh,
so Jokic is top 4 in offensive and defensive win share. Has a 10% lower usage rate than Luka Doncic, and has
I don't care about the usage rate.
I only bring up the usage rate because people bring up Luka's counting stats like it's the only thing that matters in his value as a player. And my point is, although Kyrie Irving has taken a bit of that usage away, he's taken like 3% away from Doncic. Doncic still is the main source of offense for that team.
Yeah,
which is not anything against Doncic. It's just that the rest of that offense is trash. And so
who else do they have? It's him and Kyrie. It's
literally him and Kyrie. And so again, it's not Doncic's fault because he's not the one building the roster, but it still explains why his counting stats are so high.
Right.
And so that's when I want to get into the efficiency to be like, okay, if you put this in a vacuum, if I was taking him onto a different team with a different type of skill set, like if I was building a team.
All right, so if you were building a team right now, like, all right, so right now, NBA drafts, like the first pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the Fighting MJ select
Nikola Jokic.
Okay, that's a dick move. With the second pick of the draft, the Fighting Coach Bruce's select Luka Doncic.
Really?
Yeah.
You wouldn't take Giannis?
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't take SGA?
Nope. Luka.
Really?
I'm taking Luka.
Really?
I'm taking Luka.
So Bruce, even SGA is number 6 in defensive.
I'm taking Luka.
Shares.
I like his.
He has more defensive win shares than Giannis. Bruce.
I like his game. I'm telling you right now. I just enjoy this guy's game, and like watching basketball is like and like seeing the game of basketball. And I'm not disagreeing with your thought process. I'm really actually not. I just really like this guy's game. It's just,
and that's fair. Like obviously, I can't take away the fact that you like him.
Well, no, and to be okay, and flat out, to be honest with you, that's exactly what it is right now. It's like I'm not like numbers wise. I'm not giving you numbers. Like I don't have.
Oh, I know, ability.
Yeah. Like, but I'll be flat out, like just straight up right now. Like strict up. What?
Bricked up. What?
Time out.
So I'm curious. So Bruce, even like I'm assuming you would say scoring is the best part of Luka's game. Yes.
No.
I
like it, just his overall game. Like I think he sees the floor very well because you could run him at a point or you can run. He's a point forward. You can let him bring the ball up. He doesn't bring. Well, he's a point forward.
Brother, he's 6'5". What are you talking about? He's not a forward.
You can run him at that game because the length of his arms. You do know that, right? Like they do run him like at like a 3 spot.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, maybe.
So,
but I don't know about the 3. Who do they run as their 1 and their 2?
It's a small forward. So they run. We got Kyrie. Who else do they have? I had to look at their roster again.
They do not have another guard to run. Their small forward is Josh Green.
Yeah, fair.
They don't because their
Yeah.
backups are Dante Exum and Tim Hardaway. They
Exum.
don't run those
Yeah.
guys in a starting lineup with LeBron
Yeah,
and Kyrie.
no, they don't. Do they? Well, on my team, he's not running. He's not the point. Well, he would be the point guard.
I'm not saying he can't. I'm saying they
No,
don't.
I would run him at point guard on my team though, because I do like his ability to see the floor, and he's a scoring option.
Yeah. So as a point guard, yes, I'm saying we've got some defensive problems at the 3.
Well, you guys defensive problems at the point guard position too.
Right.
If you want, no, I think it's more so at the point guard position, to be honest with you, because yes, 100%. Because you see him guarding Steph Curry.
I mean, you see him guarding KD. Like
KD's
both are problems.
KD's more of a 4. I'm putting my 4 on KD though. I'm not putting a 3 on KD. I'm putting a 4 on KD.
I guess they do technically use him as a 4 in Phoenix. That's why
the NBA is positioned.
Although they've actually been running him at 3 and running Bol at the 4,
which is smart. Which is
I love it. Give me more Bol. Pause. What? I like Bol. What you mean? Yeah. Woo!
Nate,
give me more Bol.
Pause.
Time out.
RB.